Today is Monday. It's the week before Pesach. Pesach will be, God willing, on Friday night. And we're busy this week getting rid of the chametz and cleaning the house of any chametz. Now, chametz, we're not allowed to eat any chametz during Pesach. Not allowed to benefit from any chametz. You cannot buy or sell chametz during Pesach, even if you were not to eat it. And also, we're not allowed to own any chametz during Pesach. So if there are certain chametz items that we have just still in our possession now before Pesach, you can do mechirat chametz, which is selling the chametz. We have these forms that we send out by email and that we have available in the synagogue that you can make us your agent to sell on your behalf the chametz, so that during Pesach you will not own any chametz. The chametz will not be in your possession at all, even though it may be in your home, in a closed area, maybe taped away so that you'll not get to it by mistake on Pesach, but it will not belong to you, it will belong to a goy during the whole duration of Pesach. And that's an important concept to follow, because any chametz that was owned by a Jew during Pesach, one cannot consume or benefit from after Pesach. And that's why the day after Pesach, when we go to buy food that is chametz, that we buy it from places, if the place is owned by a Jew, you have to make sure that the chametz was not owned by him during Pesach. And if you'll see that when you go to bakery shops the day after Pesach to buy chametz products, most of them you'll see on the wall a certification from the hashgacha that establishment did not own any of that chametz during Pesach, that it was sold according to halacha to a goy during Pesach, because otherwise you will not be able to buy from that store if it's owned by a Jew and their chametz was not sold during Pesach. If it's a store owned by a Jew and you know that he did not sell the chametz during Pesach, then you should wait the amount of time for the inventory to turn over, so that whatever you'll be buying will not be inventory that was in that person's possession during Pesach. Other subjects pertaining to this week, as we get ready for Pesach, is the idea of ma'ot chitim. What is ma'ot chitim? Is to take care of the needs of the poor, those who are needy, and provide them with the provisions that they need for the holiday of Pesach. So, in our synagogue, we have, Baruch Hashem, we have shared funds that were given to us with many needy families who maybe are not able to do all the expenses for Pesach, so that we have helped them, but also a person on his own. If he's aware of any needy family, or even relatives, relatives who may be in need are people that will have precedence over even others. But the idea is to make sure that as we sit down at the Seder table of Pesach, we will have made sure also that other fellow Jews are also able to celebrate the Pesach as it should be, with the 4 cups of wine, and with the matzot, matzah shmura, and with anything that entails, whether it is the food or the clothing that they need for the children, etc. Also, the day before Pesach, which would be Friday, is the fast of the firstborn. It's a fast that the firstborn fast on that day to commemorate the miracle that happened just as they went out from Egypt, when the firstborn of the Egyptians died by it. But actually, that was the 10th plague, and the Jewish firstborn were spared. So we fast on that day in commemoration of that. However, if you are present at a Seudat mitzvah, such as a Brit Milah, or a Pidyon Ben, or a Bar Mitzvah, which is right on that day, when the child turns 13, then these participating in that Seudat mitzvah will sort of exempt you from fasting if you're a Bechor. Another possibility also is to participate in a Seudat Siyum, when somebody just finished a tractate, a Masechet of Gemara, or maybe a whole Masechet of Mishnayot with Rabbeinu Ovadia Bartenura. We learned it in depth. Also, you can rely on that celebration of having completed the Masechet, sharing in that Seudah that is provided there, and then the rest of the day the Bechor doesn't have to fast. If a child who's a Bechor is too young to fast, he's less than 13, then his father would fast on his behalf. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.